Good evening, everybody. It is Thursday night, my friends, and I'm back. And I was really enjoying the Artisan of Glimmith last night. So I thought I'd pop back in and do some more of it. So that's what we're going to do tonight, my friends. I'm debating whether to continue with the in-game music or just supply my own here, because there was nothing particularly wrong with the in-game music, but kind of like the actual variety that the variety of video game music that I can provide here. So I think I think I'm going to turn the music off, and we'll just we'll have our own backing track here. I think we'll keep that kind of going at like 15% there. But anyway, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're all healthy and happy and all those things. Kicking about taking names, getting things done, and enjoying life along the way. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice, cozy, casual night tonight, I would say, as we go and do some of these puzzles. Let's see. Well, this one has to be this. So then 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3 and 5. So this one will have to be, I think, 3 here. Okay. Tricky part there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, and then do that. I think 5 here, and that. Five there, 3 here. Five there. Okay, that works. This is difficulty 6. Difficulty 5 and 6 puzzles are very challenging. They may require careful logic, advanced techniques, and lots of persistence. Early break-in steps may be difficult to spot. These puzzles are optional. Feel free to come back later if you get stuck. Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah, that's there's a lot of blocks here. 4. Is that 3 there? So this 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. Problem, I've already got a problem over here though. So I can't have just one layer there. So this has to be because this has to be the same as that though. This kind of has to be this, I feel like. Yeah, because there's no other way that that can go. So that would mean that way. And then this would be one, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, one, two, three. Oh, there you go. Okay. Can't really do that though, can I? Because that's that leaves me with one line here. Yeah, you really can't do that either way there, can you? I mean, it looks like that's the way that's going to go. I mean, it pretty much is the way that has to go, right? I mean, you can do two here, but there's no one line for this side. Yeah, these are really difficult. Because I do block of 4 here, block of 4 there. Can't. Because that leaves one. Well, no, I can, yeah. Yeah, see, it just leaves. It leaves single rows of stuff here. Which you can't really do. Kind of have to do that though. You pretty much have to do that way because of how this is laid out. It just leaves one. Well, yeah. Leaves one over there. I can't do it the other way. Also make this way, and then no, that's not going to work that way. Yeah, this one's really difficult because I don't know where, you really don't know where to start. I mean, this feels like the place where you're supposed to start, but then nothing else really makes sense after it. Right, because you have like one row left here. So I do it that way. Like have it on its side there, and then do that. That would force this one to be more than likely the 3. I mean, it could be 2, but well, no, you can't even do the 2 there. It's got to be the 3. What do you do about this guy? I guess it's just 4 and 4 here, right? So this is going to drive me nuts because there has to be a this has to be similar but also different. It's like, how do you, so the only way to do that is to sort of isolate these two somehow. how would you... Yeah, this has got to be... This is going to be a back and forth across this line here. Right, because that's the only way that's going to work, is if you do, like, say this. Then this doesn't work. Well, this sort of works. So I do that. Do that. And I do this and then do this. No, that's not gonna work. Do that, and this, and this, and whoops, that. That's all satisfied. Now getting it to satisfy on the other sides is the problem here, because up here these two can't be the same, so this is going to have to be this and that. This has to be the same, but the problem is that's going to take up all of that. Which leaves nothing. Which leaves a single line over here, which we can't do anything with. I wonder why that doesn't say that that's the same. Because these are both the same shape and they're touching one another. Do I have to, like, what if I did this? Does that mark it as... Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, if I did this the opposite way around, I made this that. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. try and make sure these are actually following the rules here. Okay. Yeah, these two are the same now. Okay. So then that makes it so that I can do this. Well, I could do some variant of that there. Let's clear this in here. Do that. Do that. Okay. Just make sure these are actually following the rules here, so we don't get too far ahead of ourselves and then realize later that it's not going to work. Okay. So then over here, how would I... These two being right next to one another means that it's got to be... It's another one of these where it's like it's got to go back and forth, right? So if I did... Let's see. Let's just put something here and see what we get. Okay. This one has to be four here. Which means this has to be like this, right? Right, so far so good. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2. All right. This has to be the same going this way as that one. And this has to be different. So I'm thinking it's going to be this. That has to be different as well. So problem is if I do 3 across here. If I do 2, I leave this down here, which is not going to work. So it has to be a variant of the 3s, which is either this one, which would replicate that one. It's got to be 3 across. Just going to encroach on that. Can't just do 2 here because I'd have 1 line left over there. How would I satisfy that one without... Because obviously I could put the 3 here. Then that leaves 1 here, which isn't going to work. I mean, I could start attacking this side, but I have a feeling that this is still going to come back to bite me here. Over here is going to be a problem too, because well, not necessarily. This could be that and that. So that could be either that way. Which means this has to be this then. We still have an odd number of stuff here. Like I could make that a 4, but then that's wrong for there. Yeah. That's the only part that's going to be a problem. So what do I swap around for that? Like it feels like that has to be that shape almost, which means this has to be a different shape and this has to be a different shape. Actually, most of these have to change probably. Unless I do... See, if I made this 3 high... If I made that the 3 high cube, it's going to be... It'll be different there, but it's not... There's nothing that will leave me with one thing here. It's just not right. These down the bottom here kind of have to be like this. They just kind of have to be that way because it's an odd number. Well, oh sorry, it's an even number, and these are all mostly odd. So. So if those have to be that. And I think what has to happen over here. There's 1 and 1 there. That really has to be that way, right? Hmm. I'm trying to see if I spin this. Another way. Hmm. 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 Yeah. This is really falling into place correctly. Huh. Huh. Yeah, this is really... Yeah, this is really difficult. I'm going to come back to that. That is a really difficult one. 5 apparently is really difficult too, but let's see. Let's see what this does. So L shape. And 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But that'll touch that one. The problem is these can't be, and yet have to be the L shape there, the 3 blocks, sort of. Is that true? That may not be true. Yeah, it's still, because this can only be 2 over here because that touches that, but then this other one has to be different. Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. If I did the L this way, and 2 there. Two there. 2 there. Wait, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That. That 1, 2. That has to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like that, right? That's 1, 2. That, has to be different but the same. This is only 2, so that would be 2. 2. I'm just off by 1 here. Off by 1. Hmm. Two, three. Hey, well, welcome on in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. Let me think. That's just one odd man out here. One odd man out. So how would I work that around? Everything else pretty much correct, right? Like nothing else is necessarily incorrect, right? Okay, I think I have the right shapes. I just don't have the right. I just don't have them in the right placement. This kind of has to be that way. But there's something I have to swap around. Like if this were just 2 here, 2 there. But there's no way I could just do 2 there, right? Well, No, I could. So I did 2 here. No, that's got to be the same as that, right? It's got to be the same as that, though, and this has to be the same as that, so I can't really do that then, right? Yeah, I don't know. I have to rearrange these somehow. Let's restart that. Let's maybe start from here. All right. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I am doing good. No issues via time, yeah. That's good. That is good. That kind of has to be that, though. There's nothing else that really fits there. I mean, I guess 2 and 2 would fit there. Maybe. If I did 2 and 2. But then that doesn't fit this way. Right? Because it's... I need 3 and then 3. I think that's the only thing that can go here legally. Which throws this out of whack down here. Yeah, I kind of feel like this has to be this. Right. Which means this has to be that. So do that. And this will have to be that. Which informs that. Which means this has to be, and this has to be the same as that, right? So if I can go 1, 2, 3, like that. That's still different from what this side is. But then that doesn't work with this side, right? Because this has to be 3. Like that, in order for that to work. Because it's got to be the copy of this, but that copy's got to be down here too. which puts this empty spot here that I can't get rid of. So I really can't do it that way either. Can't do that way. Okay, that kind of has to be that way, right? Because it would be... The problem is this has to be different here. Yeah, because that has to be a different shape there. Yeah, we'll come back to this one. Those are both very, very difficult ones. Let's take a little bit easier one for a change. We'll come back to those. Let's be one of these shapes. An L or a bat. Okay. I'm getting the feeling that this has got to be this. And this is going to be that. This game will piss you off. I mean, it builds up to the difficulty, so there's a lot of like relatively straightforward things. See, the problem here is you need 2, 3, 1. So this corner, yeah, this corner kind of has to be like that, right? Which in turn would make this corner be that. One, 2, 1. That would have to be that way if I did it that way. And then this would be... Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't think that works that way. I think we have to do... to do that. Yeah. And then the same here, like 1. No, you can't do it that way. This one would be like that, which would be opposite, which would be different from that, which is good. Satisfies that one, but then this one here. I'd have to go like that, and then I'd have to go 1, 2, 1. Two, 1, 2. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Like that sort of has to fit in there somehow. See, the problem is, I need to like these shapes can be rotated, and and the only way to do it is by like sort of picturing it in my mind. Although I wonder if there's a coloring borders. No, okay. This would be 1, 2. Yeah, that's the wrong way. If that's going to be that, then this is going to have to be that, right? No. This is going to have to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like that, right? But then all these are wrong. Which is fine because they're not attached to anything. So that does that and that does that. Okay. So that's just rotate those around. That goes that way. So this goes this way. This becomes that. And then this becomes this other one, this other shape. There we go. It's just like you have to rotate things around. I've never been good at like spatial orientation stuff, so like trying to rotate things around in my brain is not it's not easy. So either 3 in a row or 4 in a row for this one. So this is 3, which makes this 4, which makes this 3. So they gotta be opposite. Shit. No, that's gotta be 4. Because this is 3, this has gotta be 4. Okay. So I gotta do do 3 here, and then it has to be 3 there, which has to be 3 on either side of these. So do 3 there. This has to be 4 because that was 3. And this has to be 3 because that was 4. This has to be 3 to match this one. And match that one. 2, 3, 4. So this has to be 4 then. Well. But if that's 4, then there has to be a 4 over here. And it can't overlap with this one. So if I did, so that's gotta be 3. There's 3 above here. Oh, really, this has to be 3 because this one really can't change. This has to be 3 here, which means this has to be a 4. If I cross there. So this 3 has to be here, which makes 3 up top there. Which doesn't work out because there's not enough stuff there. Okay, hang on. So this one we know has to be 3. Which means this one has to be 4 because it has to be different here. Right. And this has to go sideways because this one has to be 4 and this one has to be 3. But that restricts this one. Well, does it? No. So this has to be 4. That has to be 4. Okay. So the interesting thing here is, all right, so this one here has to go side to side, which means the only thing this could be is I think it could be as 3, which would have forced us to be 4, which is not going to work out because we have this extra space here. Okay, so this is definitely not. Let me think. Like, that has to be 3, right? Because you're 3 or 4, and there's only 3 spots there. Which necessitates this being 4. But I could do... could do the 3 this way and do the 4 this way. That's not gonna. But I still have to satisfy this guy, which can't be 3 and 3 because that would leave an empty spot here. This has to be 4. That has to be 4. Okay. Which means this has to be 3, which would make this 4. See, we still got this odd man out. Okay. So I can't make that 3, right? Because it's gonna say it's the same. Yeah. If I do 3 here and do 3 there, I can do 4 here, and that satisfies that, right? Yeah. The problem is this guy demands that there be 4 over here. And this guy demands that it not be 4. That way, I can do it that way. Do it that way. Sort of. Because this one like has to be 3. Yeah. That doesn't work. I don't have any angled things I can do. So I work my way out from there. What do I end up with? Two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here. Can't do that. That one has to be 3. See, this is still going to be odd, the odd man out. Like I'd have to make that 4. I have to make this 3. This isn't satisfied, right? Yeah. So it has to be, So I do 4 here. That necessitates 4 this way and 3 that way. But you can't do this though. You do 3 there, but that doesn't satisfy this. This has to be 4. Yeah, so you can't do it that way. So I do 4 here. There. But again, that means I can only do 3 here, which is not going to work. Unless I do... See, if I did 4 there, that would satisfy that, but then this one wouldn't be satisfied because I have to do 4 here to undo the 3 that are there. Right, like this feels like this is locked in over on this side. Like I don't think I can do anything different over here. Now, the angles I put these at can be different. If this has to be 4. right? So that necessitates that this can only be 3. And the only way I can fit 3 on the other side of this is to... Well, I can go this way with it. If I do that, then this has to be 4, which actually kind of works out. And this has to be 3, which I can do that way. Okay. So then if that's... So this is 4, so this has to be 3 here. Well, there has to be 4 on this side. Somehow. Which I can't make that happen on this side. This has got to go side to side, not up and down. So I think this has to go... that way, which would make this 3. No, 3 there. Three that way. Now this would have a 4 and then 4. See, that's because you'd have to put 3 here to make this not be that. I feel like these are supposed to slot in together like this. It's just, how do I make that work? Unless I... No, you know what? I bet this is just 3 here. I bet that's just 3 there. Which... But how could you do just 3 there? Because that would make this have to be 4. That's touching this side. Because this is opposite and this is same. This is a symbol for same, this is a symbol for opposite. So, or different, I should say. Different shape, same shape. So if I did... So if I I'll put 3 there. But I'd have to put 4 over here, which breaks everything up, which is not what I want. So how do you make this work? Do I work from the, maybe I work from the outside in? So I do 4 and 4. this side that's the tricky one. Because, I mean, this whole thing is tricky here because it's... You don't have any angled pieces. So the only thing I can think is that this would be 3 and then this would be 4. But then this would have to be, whatever's touching this has to be 4. But that violates this one here. So it's like these almost have to go sideways. Which I guess if I did this, 2, 3, 4, and then put the 3 here, that slots in correct. If I put 3 here, I can put 4 here, which satisfies that contract. And then 4 across there. But we still have, we have a 1 off here. So I think what has to happen is, I think this has to be 4. This has to be 3. This has to be 3. This has to be 3. But then you still have that. No, because I can do an overlap here. I can say 3 there, but this has to be different. Shit. Yeah, somehow these have to go off in different directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So it's got to be like, so this one seems like it has to be 3. Like, I don't think I can get around that being 3. So if that's 3, then what's touching here has to be 4. And that's gonna, if that's gonna be 4, then that's gonna force this to be 4. Right? And force this to be 4. That forces this to be 4 to meet that contract. Which means this has to be 3, although it can be 3 down or 3 across. Probably 3 down. So do this. But we still have that odd man out. Well, no, do we? Let me think here. Yeah, we still do. because I can't do 4 this way because that would overlap with this one. So this one has to be 4 that way. Right? Which pretty much means this guy is 3 this way. That works because I can do 3 and 3. Okay. Problem is over here. 3 and 3. Okay, so that works. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That works. So this is 3. This is 3. This is 3. This is 3. All right. All right, and then one of these is probably 4, right? And then, or both of them could be 4. Okay. Damn. That was, when they put all these things together like this, it destroys my brain. Okay. All right, how many more? I get to 33 to get that gilded, but I think that requires this 5 and this 6 over here, which I am not going to be too great at. What do we got here? 3 and then that, huh? Okay. This has to be the same shape, so this is going to have to be like this, right? And this has to be a different shape, so it's got to be the 3, which probably do this way. And that has to be a different shape, so we'll probably do that. Right. 3, 3, and 3. This one down here is a tricky one because this one has to be different from one side to the next. Somehow it has to be different. I wonder if... So... This one kind of has to be 3 and then that, right? Let's start with this one then. This one sort of has to be like this. Which means this one has to be like that. Like that. And then 3 across the top. Which then... Okay, no, that works. Do that. Do 3 here, 3 here. Oh. That makes none of this side work. Oh, wait, no, it does. 3 and then that. There we go. Okay. This one. Same shapes again. Okay. This is clearly 3. So that has to be that. Yeah. That way. That way. There we go. Same shapes again, but everything has to be identical along these things. Hmm. Three. Can't do it that way. No, that can't be right that way. 'Cause this has to go like that. This has to go like that. Which means this has to go like this. That has to go like that. That goes like that. Which then it's not really going to work that way because that would have to go like that, which then forces this to go that way. Okay. We know that has to be that. If I did 3 across the top, maybe. No, this is gonna be like that. So these kind of have to be this way. Three. But this can be 3 this way, 3 this way, and 3 that way. There we go. Okay. Let's get, let's try this other one over here. A single region can never touch both sides of a border. A single region can never touch both sides of a border, okay. So, okay. Okay. Alright, so then this goes like that, and then this goes like that. No, it doesn't, because it can't touch both sides of the border. Okay, that's really complicated. So this has to wrap around this way. This has to wrap around that way. Okay. Okay, let's see. How does this go? Mark. Okay. It's a little weird because you have to color in the things that, like normally, like in Islands of Insight when they had puzzles like that, you only had to find a direct path to the stuff. Like there would be spots that you didn't have to fill in, and this one it's like you got to fill in all the spots even if it doesn't make any sense to fill them in. So it's with an interesting twist on it. That way. Question here is how do I get, okay, this and this have to be that way. This has to go like that, and then this has to go like that. Because it can't be, I was trying to figure out the path where they don't overlap on the path doesn't overlap on either side of the barriers there. That's why it was like a weird snake like thing there. Holy crap. This is difficulty 2? Jesus. Well, at least there's no barriers anyway, but still, holy frig. We gotta get one of each symbol within the colors, within the colored path that we're making. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 symbols. Okay. And when they do something like this, there's clearly a pattern, especially with only difficulty 2. So it's probably like once you do like one half of it, the other half of it just kind of follows the same thing. So I'm thinking it's that. But that's, yeah, it's, each symbol is just, yeah. You can only have one symbol per area, and this symbol here is throwing me off. So it's gotta be, how would you do that though? Because these two are in direct line of each other. You would have to see if I go like this, then there's no way to get to this guy, right? Yeah. So how would you do that? So I'd have to go like this and like that. And a similar thing over here. Like that. All right, that thing I was saying about it following a pattern, it's not. It's not following a pattern at all. Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, it'll totally follow a pattern. Proceeds to not follow any pattern. Okay. This is difficulty 1. Alright. Shouldn't be too bad? Question mark? Okay. And what is this one? Just 3 symbols. Okay. Oh, now they're including shapes now. Great. And they have to encompass exactly one of each symbol. Okay. So this has to be like that. And similarly, this has to be like that. This can't be this way, though. That can't be right. I gotta find a place to start, 'cause over here looks like the hardest place. So I'll go 3 and 1. 3 and 1. Yeah. I have a feeling you were going to say that. Damn, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Doot. Doot doot. Doot 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 doot. Boom boom. Boom boom. A little Corneria. Star Fox 1. So in order to separate, so these three are the hardest ones, right? So separate these out. There has to be like this, right? And then this has to go this way, right? And then guessing this way. No. That has to go somewhere. So how do I, so let me think here. If I've got, so I've got this, which means this has to go that way. Right, and then this goes this way. So that goes that way. Oh, that's right. It needs to have a symbol in it. Crap, that's not going to work because this here is a problem. No, that works. If I do it this way. Okay. Then do that, and then do this. Okay. Look at it a different way. Whew. Okay. And then everything's going to be that shape, which is 2 sets of 4 together. Okay. Yeah, of course these are not going to conform to that, right? Okay. Alright. All regions must be L-shaped. With 3 up and 1. So 3 and then 1. Okay. That one. That one. Yeah. Yeah, I figured that was not going to work out. That has to kind of go that way, though, right? So... So this probably goes this way. Yeah. Nope, that's not going to work. That goes that way. Okay. By any other name, restore rose windows. Window. Huh, okay. Alright. So now we still have these barriers to still think about here. 4 symbols. So how do I get to 1, 2, 3? How do you do that? That's got to be part of this. Okay, so it's got to be like this and then that, right? Okay. Alright. Everything's got a symbol. See, now I would think... The blue ones are really the key, I feel like. Because that kind of determines where you gotta go, because they're the ones that are most scattered apart. Yeah, problem is it's trying to get all that. So it's got to be... It's probably something like this, like that, like that. Okay. Gonna have to stare at it for a moment. See, that's the only problem with as much as I love puzzle games, one of the big problems is a lot of times I can't really describe what's going on in my head. And so I kind of have to just stare at something, which means you're not really getting an insight into how I'm thinking. With visual puzzles, at least. If it was like a different kind of puzzle where I had to like deduce something, that'd be different. But with the visual puzzles, it's harder for me to kind of commentate because I'm like sort of staring at things and just kind of tilting my head here and there. All regions must be either 1 block or 4 blocks. Huh. Wait. If we just be 4. So when I just make everything a single block? That's thinking, yeah. I guess 4 there. Oh, that's right. It has to have at least a symbol in it, so that's why. I was like, couldn't everything just be a single block? I was like, That can't be. Okay. 4. How do you fit these in? I feel like this has to be 4. I think that has to be 1. Four, 1. Four there. Four there. 1. 4 and 4. 4. 4 and then 1. There we go. Okay. Let's see. So when they only give you 2 symbols and they give you a wide thing like this, that's where it starts to get really. You really gotta dig into your imagination, because every block has to be covered. You can't block any other paths either. So I'm thinking this goes here. And this probably comes around this way. So then that would mean this one would go that way, maybe? And then this one this way. This guy's getting trapped in the center here, though. So you would have to go like that, maybe. Yeah. See, he's got to come out of here. That might work. He comes this way. No, that's not going to work because this guy's cut off now. If I go around this way to get to this guy, thinking maybe I can change this path, and I can say this guy, yeah, this guy can go here, this guy can go around there, and then we got this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, good. We got barriers. That's going to make things lovely here. So you can't go through here. This is just, yeah, this is kind of silly, but, basically, you come over this way. No, because you're on the other side of that barrier. So you go that way and this way. And this way. See, that can't now, because this guy is going to be on both sides of this barrier if I go around that way. Huh. Well, this is tricky. So I go around there. Like that. Yeah, see, it overlaps there. Okay. Okay. So I gotta go like this. And then like this. Wow. Okay. All right. Oh no. It's just a maze of those things now. That's not the same. Oh, it is. You go that way. Oh, this can't be it either. Okay, I've already messed up. I didn't realize I did. No, that can't be that way. That's gotta be... This is the tricky area down there. Because I need this. You only have one of any symbol in a region. And the regions can't go on either side, go on both sides of the barriers. The same region can't go on both sides of the barriers. So... that kind of has to be the one, though. Well, you know what? I don't need this, maybe. So maybe go this way. Like that. Okay. And then this one comes down there. This one hopefully goes around this way, and then that one goes that way. Okay. Okay. This is difficulty 3. Oh boy. They're ramping up the difficulty on this thing. Okay. Well, that can go down there. Yeah, okay. Never mind. It was like, I need this to come out of here. The problem is this guy... like, these two guys kind of have to go together. But I don't know. This one... oh, I see where to go with this one. Okay. Okay. Oh, got another rose window. Oh, we got that silver now. Okay. We got. Okay. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 symbols now. Hmm. Can't be. Yeah. Okay. And this is trapped over here, though. Okay. So it can't go that way. This has to come this way. Although I can't go that way. I go like that. No, that can't happen either. Oh, you can go this way. No, it still needs the green. No. Okay. That one I feel like has to be that way. So this one then is missing a symbol. I can't do that then that way. How would you get so? These triangle symbols are throwing me off because that's going to be the missing piece when it matches up to these other things. So how would I get? So I feel like I got to peel one of these off. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I can't because I'd have to go down there to get that. And this is only 4 symbols up here. So I think this has to go 1, 2, 3, that. Like that. I can't do that, but that's fine. No, I can't do that either. Okay, that's not going to work. This corner, we have to resolve this corner, I think, first and foremost. So I think it's going to have to go that way. And then this guy would go this way. No, he won't, because that corner is still a problem. can't have any overlap in that corner. So there has to be something else entirely that uses this one. So I'll have to wrap this one around. Maybe like that. No, that's not going to work. Well, no, like that, and then like that. Oh, no, because then we're gonna have we need a region there. It's not overlapping. So I come from this side. Go like that. Alright, so far so good. Get rid of this. And that. Do it that way, so I can get through here. There we go. Okay. Three. This is difficulty 3. How would you do? Can't have it on both sides of that. Yeah, so it's gotta be the other way here, because these can't be on the other side of each other. So it's gotta be that these are taking the freebie ones here. I can't do it that way, can I? No, this one's gonna have to be. This one has to come out this way, I think. About that way, maybe? Hey, Bdoof. I was talking to someone about why Linux was so god-awful for me. And this guy jumps in and asks what my problem with Linux was. I said I like to keep it private because Linux stars like to skill issue if I mention it. I mean, yeah. There's a community around that. And the guy proceeds to skill issue. Yeah, it's still there's still some of that going on. It's unfortunate. Um, but I did see the. I mean, as I'd like to think that as more people come over to it, some of that will melt away because there's going to be enough people that are not going to be that hostile. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I was gonna say that I did see that the Valve operating system survey for Steam, that Linux share on Steam has increased. This has surpassed 5% for the first time as far as March is concerned. So that's pretty good. It's slowly seems like it's slowly increasing. And with the changes they just made for Wine 11, it sounds like it's getting even better. But yeah, it's gaming rig versus daily driver is still going to be a thing. It'll be interesting to see how many people. I was able to dual boot the machine, but I'm wondering how many people are going to be able to successfully do that, so that they can have Windows for when they need it. But we'll see. We'll see. No idea. So how would I get this to? I guess I'd have to. If I come around this way, and I have this one. See, that one can't really go in there. Like, the problem is, both of these are right next to one another, so it has to be. So I think it's going to have to be something like this, which it can't be because you can't have that go like that. Well, this is this is gonna take me a minute here. Let me see. So if I want to, I'm guessing. The other problem is, like, if I bring this guy around like this, it's still going to be overlapping, right? So it's like, how do you get these to not be overlapping? You'd have to go. You'd have to go around the horn here. Oh, I can't do that. I gotta go like this. And then I have to wind this guy out of here, but I can't have it cross the borders there. So this, oh, see, I can't do it that way because I would have to move this one up here like that. Well, actually, wait, no, if I go like this, no, that's completely, oh, okay, that completely encompasses that. Wow, this is interesting. This is the first, I think, difficulty 3 I've done of these, like, shape puzzle things. So how will this work? So I go down here. Let's just have this guy go around the top and do that. Just to have something on the board. And then, because if I can at least have some shapes on the board, I might be able to wiggle my way around here. So if I go like this then. Okay. This guy's going to be a problem though because, well, is that really true? Yeah, because I can't cross the two barriers here. Like I can't have this on both sides of the barrier. So this has to go up here. Somehow. I can't even do that because it's going to cross the barrier there. So this has got to go... Well, it can do it. It's just got to go around... all the way around here. Like that. See, the problem is we have these empty things here. I can't fill them in. Huh. So if I how can I do this? How can I do this? Let's see if I can handle this guy first. So maybe you go like this. So you can't go around to grab that guy, so you've got to go... like this. Probably. And then you would go probably all the way around there like I had it. And this one doesn't have a place to... Well, I can do... Hang on. I can do this. I can shorten that path. There. And then you can... I make that go that way, though, don't I? Because I still need to fill in these empty boxes. I can't do it with this path. So the paths have to kind of curve around a little bit. Somehow. Like you have to go... Like I can't go that way. So you have to come all the way down. And then you have to fill in some of the gap there, but I can't do it that way. Yeah. Because that leaves the... So he can't tight loop around himself. So you've got to Can't tight loop around himself, and I proceed to tight loop him around himself. Okay, let's reset this. Let's think about this again. So this guy, I feel like this guy's got to go this way now. So you've got to go like that somehow. And then you've got to come around this way. So maybe I'll have you do that. Alright, and you can't come in here to go up there because that would cross over this. So you've got to go most likely around to this guy. Okay. But that can't be because I can't get both of these into here. I can't get into there both ways. So it'd have to be, you have to, let's see, that's just going to block the path there. It just blocks the path. We know these have to get freed up, so something's got, so that can't go that way. So that's got to come out this way. This has to come out this way. This will have to go this way. This has to go that way. Okay. I mean, that's kind of, we have to do it that way. All right, Outlaw, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. You have a good night, sir. So then make you do that. No, you can't do that. How does that work? Yeah, it's not, there's no way. So it has to, like there's, this can't loop around this way. It just can't do it. It's got to go that way somehow. Wow, this is really stumping me. So this one, I mean, this is the way these have to go, right? Like I can't really make them go a different way. I can't have this go like that because it violates that. But I can... No, I can't even do this because it will violate that, right? So that can't loop around there either. So And this one can't go that way because it would do that. So this has to connect to one of these out here. And the only way it can do that is by, because I can't go this way. So I have to go this way. And this can't go this way. It's got to have a little bit of a turn in it. But these are empty here. Like I can't go like this because that's violated there. How would you do this? Like it doesn't feel like there's any valid path for this guy. If I did, it's like this guy can go do that just fine. But as soon as I try to do something like that, it's overlapping. Right, so I don't know how you get into that guy unless he goes to the right. I think that's about the only way he can go. Which means this guy has to come over this way. Okay, because there's like the fact that this one's encased and this one's only got an opening over here. So this guy has to go this way. Or at least something similar to that. Which then means... So this one only can go this way. How do I get to this guy though? I am very stumped. Wait a minute. Let's try. If you go directly up here, and you come around this way. Well, I can't get at him then. Okay. That's locked, but I did. What would I have to do there? I would have to there's really nothing I could do there. Because it's got to be the inner track. Well, yeah, it's got to be inner track. Which it could, well, if it becomes the inner track, then I can't get to there. Like, there's going to be empty cells here that I can't get to. Like, it needs to somehow... Hmm. This one's got me. This one has got me. Hmm. No. Hmm. If I did something like this, no, because it would be cutting that off. Yeah, it's not gonna work that way. It's not gonna work that way. I feel like I was close to something, but if I go to there, okay. I'm going to resolve this other side. This would have to be... Let me take this from the other side, maybe. No real taking it from the other side, though, is there? Because this guy's in a bad spot. I wish I could just go up that way, but I can't. Okay, so what if this one still going that way? How would I? Somehow gets it to here? How would I do that? Like that. Okay. Well, yeah. That damn near destroyed me. Destroyed my brain here. Oof. I'm sure that was frustrating to look at. I'm sure someone's been probably yelling at their screen the answer the whole time. And I'm like, what? This one. This is a level 2. We'll do one more tonight. Maybe. It's another one of these. So this has to be... Yeah, because it's going to overlap there, right? Yeah. So it's got to go... I mean, that kind of has to be that way, right? There's no other way to do this without breaking the path there. That kind of has to go like that, and then I have to figure out how to get to the other. Oh, I see how I get to it. I can go around this way. Like that. Okay. I see it. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Is there another 2? Let's do another 2. I don't think my brain can handle another 3 here tonight. So what's going on here? So if I do that, these 3. So I'm thinking this guy is going to come around here. Just stick to the edges. Yeah, okay. There's another 2. Oh, I already did that one. There's one I haven't done yet. We'll do one more. Oh, this is shapes plus the thing? Okay. So, a U or a U with an extra. So I'm thinking that way. Like that. Yeah, this one definitely has to be that way. These other ones are not right though. So it has to go like that. Like that. Okay, that wasn't too bad. It looked a lot worse than it actually was. Alright. Cool. Alright, that is definitely the last one for tonight, my friends. Really good. That's really good. We've made a lot of progress. We're getting a lot of the much harder puzzles coming up here. But we got this entire window finished. We just have to 33 I think is to gild it. Yeah, it's silver, so we have to gild it. We have to get that 33, which is going through a lot of these much more difficult ones, including this difficulty 6, which I probably won't able to do given what we've been up to. But then we got all these other areas over here too with different things going on, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying this. So there's a little 2 over here. What's this one? Okay, yeah, I have to pull myself away. I have to pull myself, maybe later. I didn't even know that there was going to be an achievement for that. Yeah, I gotta pull myself away from it because those are bonus ones there, which might get us to. Let's see, we need what 4 or 5 points to get there, and this is the 5 points there that we need, pretty much. Because I tried this 6 over here, right, and it was destroying me. But yeah, those 5 points will get us the gilded window there. So cool stuff in there. Just a lot yet to go there too. Cool. All right, we made a lot of progress as well from the beginning. A little tutorial stuff. Good stuff, friends. I am enjoying this very much. We'll definitely pop back into this from time to time. It's I don't know how long it is, but I you know, it definitely has a lot of puzzles. So it's really, the length of it really comes down to whether or not my brain is going to work properly or not as we're dealing with it. But yeah, good stuff, my friends. Good stuff all around. That was the Artisan of Glimmith. Like I said, it's just we'll put it on the rotation and see where I go with it. I don't know what's up for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do some coding or if I'm just going to kind of relax and do a game. I don't know. Because technically I have... Well, not technically. I actually have off tomorrow. I took off tomorrow because I have to get blood work done. I was like, screw it. I'll just take a Friday off. It doesn't take long to get the blood work. It's just like, the hell with it. I'll just use it as an excuse to take the day off. Not knowing like I scheduled it a month ago. I didn't even realize it was going to be a religious holiday either. So yeah, we'll see. I have to see, like, since I'll be home, maybe I'll have all day, maybe I'll be able to take a look back over the code and see if I can make some progress with it or not. We'll see what kind of mental state I'm in. But yeah, that'll do it for me for tonight, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or subscribe that you can spare, maybe toss my way, that'd be really great and swell and awesome. It helps out tremendously, and I appreciate it greatly. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
old story. Boy finds girl, boy loses girl, girl finds boy. Boy forgets girl, boy remembers girl. And girl dies in a tragic blimp accident over the Orange Bowl on New Year's Day.
Good year?
No, the worst.